Hello, friends, and thank you for joining me on another episode of True Crime Past and Present. Today, we're going to go ahead and discuss the case of Dulce Maria Alavez, the 5-year-old little girl missing from Bridgeton, New Jersey. Many of you guys have heard of this case prior. She went missing on September 16, 2019, approximately 4:40 p.m. According to what happened that day, her and her brother went to the park to play in the swings, while her mom, who was pregnant at the time, was in the car about 30 to 40 yards away. She was playing, the mom was in the car helping a younger sibling with her homework. Around the time of 4 p.m., between 4 and 5 p.m., Alavez, she suddenly vanished from the playground, and her little brother came running to her car crying because he couldn't find her. So that's when the manhunt started. And about 100 police officers were part of the search party who looked everywhere in the nearby woods, in the nearby any nearby locations, and they couldn't find anything. They did have a suspect, and they described him as a light Hispanic male between 5'6" and 5'8", and driving a red van. But as of today, they still have been unable to locate this suspect, and they want to locate him. They want to ask him some questions about what's happening or what he saw, right? He is considered a witness at this point. He is not considered a suspect. In addition, mom of 5-year-old Dulce, about a couple weeks after she disappeared, she held a press conference. And I'm going to go ahead and share that with you guys now.
Dulce Maria Alavez.
You speak up, speak louder.
Today marks 2 weeks since the monster that took my daughter. On that day, my life changed for the worse. I have not been the same ever since. People are saying it has something to do with it. This and saying bad things about me. Please stop the rumors. Please stop pointing fingers when you don't know and we don't know who took her. I want to thank the law enforcement for searching and investigating, all the media for covering my daughter's case since day one. Also, everybody that has taken time out of their schedule to go out and look for her. All the prayers for my family and I, we all greatly appreciate it all. I beg you all, please don't give up on my Dulce. Let's keep pushing to find her safe. Please continue to pass along her pictures on social media and passing out flyers. Don't be afraid or call any tips. If you were here in the park that day, please double check your phone for pictures, and any little bit may help.
Mama, can you show us what you brought with you today?
I brought her favorite toy, Frozen. She loves to play Frozen. She always used to sing it. She always used to tell me to put her song Frozen, and everything. She always listens to it. She even has a dress, and she puts it on and thinking that she's Frozen.
For Elsa?
Yes.
How are you?
Worried about my daughter.
Mama, the fact that it's been 2 weeks today, can you share with us if you've reflected on what you might have done differently that Monday afternoon?
How?
Would you have done anything differently that day?
No. I just don't be going out that much. So now I'm scared. I'm scared of going out now because of people saying things and rumors.
But what I'm getting at is, take us back to that Sunoco. You stopped to get ice cream. Did anyone say anything to you at that store? Did anyone follow you from the store to the park?
No, no,
What do you think happened to your daughter?
I'm not sure.
Have you ever been bothered? Your children ever been bothered? Any custody issue?
No.
Everybody's very curious about Dulce's father. Can you tell us what you know as far as what's been going on the last 2 weeks since your daughter disappeared, as far as him? Has he come to the U.S.? Have you spoken to him? What
No.
can you tell us about him?
I haven't talked to him since that. But I had talked to him, but then we stopped talking.
Do you have a good
Prior
or bad
to her
relationship with
disappearance?
him?
We usually talk.
I do want to say this. I don't know if you noticed that she really is a woman of few words during this press conference. And good for her for writing down exactly what she wanted to say. Because as she's being asked these questions by the reporters, she doesn't know what to say. And looking back, she probably ran this scenario in her mind many, many times. And so if you look at her face, she looks very exhausted. Right? Let's continue.
Do you think he's involved in this?
I don't think so, because he's in Mexico.
Is he still there?
Yes.
He hasn't come here?
No, he can't because he doesn't have the money to come.
Noema, could you share with us what your son said to you when he ran back to the car?
He didn't run back to the car. He was just standing there, crying.
And what did he say in those initial
He doesn't
moments?
talk.
He doesn't talk.
No.
So he was crying.
He was just crying. When I went up to him and I asked him, where's your sister? He just pointed behind the buildings. That's it. Because he can't speak still.
And did he still have his ice cream?
No. His ice cream was already on the floor.
And tell us about your daughter's ice cream. What did she get?
Coconut. In a cup.
In a cup.
It was like a water ice coconut.
And you said earlier they didn't find that.
No. They didn't find the cup of the ice cream or either the spoon.
She believed when she left, or whoever took her, she took the ice cream too?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of what the reporter said I was going to say as well. It sounds like whoever took her, again, this is my opinion only, maybe she knew who this person was and, decided to go along with whoever took her and took her ice cream so she could finish it, right? Some kids do that. Because I'm thinking if it was a stranger where maybe they just snatched her, she would have thrown it somewhere or it would have spilled in the street or something. But according to the mother and according to reports from the police, they didn't find anything. Let's continue.
Did you come to this park a lot before that time?
Hasta este momento ya son 15 días. ¿Ha habido algún acercamiento con el papá de la niña? Porque se había dicho que las autoridades habían comunicado con él.
La verdad, yo ya no he hablado con él desde el jueves, creo. Fue la última vez que hablé con él.
¿Este jueves pasado?
¿Qué pasó?
¿Antes de que se perdiera la niña o después?
Después. Él me mandaba mensajes y decía que qué pasó con la niña, quería hablar conmigo, pero yo no tenía tiempo de hablar con él o de explicarle.
So for those of you that don't speak Spanish or you don't have Spanish as a part of your language, basically the reporter is asking her in Spanish, what's going on with the dad? Why have you talked to the dad even before the disappearance of Dulce? And she said, No. So based on what her response, it sounds like she really didn't have a communication with the dad. She did call him to let him know that, hey, Dulce disappeared. But because she was busy with investigators and, doing everything she had to do, there was not a lot of communication that she had to report back to him. Right. So let's continue.
Después vino su hermano vino y me dijo que le hablara. Le digo que ahorita no puedo, le digo. Me estaba como que reclamando que le hablara porque es su hija, pero como su papá nunca, ¿cómo me dice? No, reconoció a su hija hasta que tuvo un mes. Y digo que ya, que para qué está diciendo eso, de dónde está México, casi nunca le estuvo ahí.
So she also mentioned that her Dulce's father's brother came to see her at her home to basically tell her, hey, you need to give the dad a phone call. He's very worried. But she's stating that, well, the first month of her life, he didn't want to recognize her as her child. So I don't have time to be talking to him. I don't have time to be explaining to him and everything. And, he's been in Mexico this whole time. So he really has not been involved in her life. Let's continue.
Por su hija. Y luego su familia, pues su hermana me reclama que por qué no la hablo y le explico y todo.
¿Y la familia de él está aquí?
Tiene un hermano y una hermana. Y más en Bridgeton y familias en Sur Carolina, pero no más de eso sé.
¿Y por qué crees que lo contactaron las autoridades? ¿Para qué?
Pues le contactaron creo que por si él tuvo algo que ver o si estaba acá, él aquí. Ajá.
¿Qué nos puedes decir? Han pasado 2 semanas, esta es la tercera, las autoridades han hecho lo que tú esperas, estás desesperada. Cuéntanos un poquito porque uno siente que a medida que pasan los días debe ser mucho más difícil para ti.
La verdad sí, la verdad cada noche no podemos dormir bien por pensar porque como a mi hija, ella no le gustaba dormir sola, ella no le gustaba la oscuridad, ella siempre quería a alguien que la abrazara, que se dormía con ella. Cada vez que se hace noche nos ponemos tristes pensando en ella porque luego cuando ella está con nosotros, luego ella llora porque
So she went a little bit more in detail about the father. I guess authorities have contacted him to rule him out. But according to mom, he's been in Mexico this whole time. He does have family in Bridgeton. And he also has some family in South Carolina, I believe, or North Carolina. And, they've talked to them as well just to see if dad or relatives had anything to do with it. But according to mom, they've been ruled out as well. And as you can see, also mom has been, they're asking her, how have these 2 weeks have been going? And mom is stating, well, it's very sad. We miss her every night. And as you can see, she's tearing up. And I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and continue on. And so this case, this happened about a couple years ago. The FBI has made a new age progression picture. This is her picture, in case anybody recognizes her. They are stating, that you can call the FBI tip line 1-800-225-5324 if you have any information, and the reward has gone up. I believe the last reward that I've seen, it's up to $5,000 or her whereabouts, if her whereabouts are known. And she is on the FBI missing persons report. But I do want to say this. I know that initially when the whole case began, the thought was always probably dad hired somebody to take her to Mexico, or a relative took her. We just don't know. Maybe it was a stranger abduction that took her. But I think the most important part of the case is that, authorities need to find this person to see if, just to ask him, what did you see? What did you not see? And they can go from there to rule him out, right? Maybe he saw something. Maybe he had his phone out when, when he was around there with the other kids. But in addition, if you, go on YouTube, there's another video that apparently the father, or so, it's not for sure, but they think that it's the father that created a YouTube video saying, we're gonna find you one day, and he's singing a song in Spanish to her, and it's just videos and pictures of her when she was smaller. So go ahead and check that out. I'll go ahead and link it in the bottom if you want to go ahead and check it out. But yeah, I mean, all this time, and part of what I want to do on my channel is I want to bring to light cases that have happened in the past and have not been solved, or that, we need to remember, because we don't want a lot of these cases, especially children's cases, to go cold, right? I mean, I can't imagine what mom is going through right now. I can't imagine as a parent, all these years not knowing. And I think the not knowing is exactly what could be somebody's, it gets to you. It's mentally exhausting, and it's not only affecting you, but it's also affecting your children and how you're raising the rest of your children, right? So maybe now, I don't know, I have no update on mom, but I'm assuming that now she's more careful. Maybe she doesn't go to a lot of places, who knows? But if anybody recognizes this little girl, please go ahead and contact the FBI tip line at 1-800-225-5324. And with that, I will see you on the next one.